Hi students, welcome to this video segment. My name is Samuel Chukwu Emeka. In this video segment we shall discuss arithmetic, and the topic we shall discuss under arithmetic is the order of operations. What do we mean by the order of operations? When you have an expression is terms, mathematical terms, which could include variables and constants with the arithmetic operations, but that does not have an equal sign. That's mathematical terms that are joined by arithmetic operators without an equal sign, without an equation. That is what we call an expression. You have some terms, you have the mathematical terms. I have an accent, so I don't know. Terms, this is what I mean by terms. And this could be variables, or it could be constants. Now, variables are usually alphabets, letters, okay? These are usually letters, and then constants are usually numbers. So, when you have numbers or variables, or a combination of variables and numbers that are joined together with operators, when we talk of arithmetic operators, of course, the most popular we have here is the addition, which is your plus. You have your subtraction, which is your minus. You have your multiplication operator, which is your times. You know, in the computer, it is an asterisk in the computer, but some, here you can put it as dot. We have the dot product. In physics, you have the dot product. So in America, they use dot, Now, in Nigeria, some of it use times. But the problem with writing times is that some people write this as X, Yeah, in Nigeria, some of us use the asterisk, or we can use the dot product. Yeah. Now, some people use this as multiplication. I don't like using this as multiplication because some people write X like that. Okay? Yeah, I know this is the way to write X, but some people write X like this. So I don't like using that as multiplication. Then you have the division operation, divide. Yeah, or sometimes you see it like this, a forward slash on the keyboard. Now, on the keyboard, you probably wouldn't see this division symbol. You probably can find it in special keys on some applications, on some software applications. Okay, so now these operators join constants and or variables. Okay, you have 2 plus 3. So you see, here we have 2 constants, 2 and 3, joined by an arithmetic operator, addition operator. Okay, when you have 2 times 3 plus 5, so you have 2 operators, the multiplication operator and the plus operator, that is joining 2, 3, and 5. Okay, and sometimes you might have it this way: 2a minus 3b plus 4a minus 5c. You see here you have 2 operators joining variables this time. These are variables, okay? And sometimes you might still have plus 5. So this is now variables and constants. You can have any of these operators joining the variables, or the constants. Okay, now when we have these terms like this, without having an equal sign, then it becomes an expression. If we have an equal sign, it becomes an equation. Okay, but if we do not have an equal sign, it is an expression. So, in this video, we are going to deal with only expressions, not equations. We will deal with only expressions. In this video, only expressions is what we are going to deal with. And then we'll only deal with constants. We're not going to deal with variables. So you won't see anything like A, B, C, no. Or K, X, Y, no. So in this video, we are concerned with constants and expressions. No equations, no variables. All right. So the order of operations is now when you have an expression. You have an expression containing several operators. You want to know the order in which to perform the operation of those operators. Okay? Is the order to follow when solving a given expression having several operators, having several mathematical operators. So that is the order of operation of an expression. We are talking of expression, like I said, and the order to follow when having several mathematical operators. For instance, when you have this 2 plus 5 minus 3, and you have, when you have this now, for instance, somebody might come and say, no, I'm going to solve this first. I'm going to solve this first. And if the person solves this first, it will now be 7 minus 3, which is what? 4. But guess what? Somebody else might now say, no, that if plus and minus, if those operators, the positive, the addition operator, and the subtraction operator, that if they are in the same expression, that you give preference, you give the priority, not preference, you give priority to the subtraction. Somebody else might say, okay, let me solve this first, 5 minus 3 to give me 2, and then this will be 2 plus 2, and then this is 4. Okay, you are lucky this time. Okay, you are very lucky this time. But this, you won't be so lucky like this all the time. What if you had this? Maybe you had negative 2 plus 5, negative 2 plus 5. If you had something like this, right? Then if you do this one now, this will be what? 3 minus 3. You do this one now, this is 0. Right? And if you do this first, this is 2, negative 2 plus 2, which is 0. Okay? You're again lucky this time. But it is not always the case. In this case, it is just a simple example of two operators, plus and minus. If you have this case now, if you have this case, 2 minus 5 times 2, right? And if you have this case, 2 minus 5 times 2. Somebody might say, okay, that subtraction is the first one, so let me give priority to the subtraction. So if you do that, if the person does that, then this will be negative 3 times 2. And then this will be what? Negative 6. But guess what? Somebody else might say no, that multiplication should be given priority first, okay? And maybe the person will first of all do this. 5 times 2 is 10. then 2 minus 10, and this is negative 8. You see, in this case, you're not lucky. Here, you're not. So, it becomes a problem when you have several operators in a mathematical expression. Who do you give priority to? Which operator should be executed first? That is why mathematicians now say, no, we've got to do order of operations so that we will have a consistent answer. Whatever expression it may be, we've got to follow rules. Mathematics is all about rules. You have to follow these rules, you have to follow order. Mathematics is all about order. So when you have several operators in an expression, the order, which operator should be executed first. That brings us to order of operations. And that's why we're studying it. Now this is important in many applications. Okay, now let's go ahead. The order of operator is basically, now in America, the popular thing in America is the PEMDAS. PEMDAS. And PEMDAS means, people say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. People say, please, let me kind of write it. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now this is the popular thing here in America to follow, but which is still good. P stands for parentheses. Parentheses. E stands for exponent. Exponent. M stands for multiplication. D stands for division. A stands for addition. And S stands for subtraction. Subtraction. Okay. Now, this is the order of operations to follow. Americans say PEMDAS. You can say PEMDAS. Some people say PEMDAS. Some people say PEMDAS. I will tell you, I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Now, in Nigeria, we use BPEMDAS. BPEMDAS. In Nigeria, that was the popular thing we learned when I was growing up. BPEMDAS. B means bracket. Like, here in America, parenthesis is different from bracket, and the parenthesis is the circular one, and the bracket is the one that looks like a rectangle, ends, rectangular ends. Okay. All right. And here in Nigeria, this is bracket, off, of course, off means times. This is division. This is multiplication. This is addition, and this is subtraction. Now, but there's a conflict here, D and M, and here, M and D. MD comes here. Because some people say this is PEMDAS. And some people say PEMDAS. You see, there's a little misconfusion here. Now, what you should know is that when you come to multiplication and division, okay, work from left to right. Whoever comes first, work from left to right. That is, whoever comes first. Whoever comes first. So that's what it means, whoever comes first. If multiplication comes first in the expression, do that. If division came first in the expression between both of these, do that. No problem. Then for addition and subtraction, the same thing. Work from left to right, whoever comes first. Work from left to right. That is whoever comes first. Whoever comes first. So now, but listen, parentheses must always come first, followed by exponent. Must. Always come first. Now, when you have multiplication and division, whoever comes first from the left, you do that. Then, these two, multiplication and division, must always come first before addition and subtraction. Must. So, whoever comes first here, do it, then you do the next person. Okay? Then, before you do either of addition or subtraction. Once you know this, you're good. Okay, I think I've talked a lot. Have I talked too much? Alright, let's go now and start solving questions. I hope you, at least you have an idea of this. Okay. First question, number 1. I'm going to solve a variety of questions so that you will become familiar with them. And like I usually say, before I solve the question, if you can pause the video and try it on your own before we solve the question, that will be fine. Then after solving it, after trying it on your own, then you check whether you check your answer to see whether you got it right with what I got. Okay, 144 divided by 12 times 3 divided by 3. Okay, now we have two operators here, division operator and the multiplication operator. Operator, now this is not the operator you does in security. Operator, therefore, that's not what I mean. Okay, now you have two arithmetic operators here, division and multiplication. And like I said, we do it from left to right, whoever comes first. Who came first here? Division, then multiplication. Then we now do the division. We just do it like that. So 144 divided by 12, and you know, usually I do it this way, but it's up to you. Now, some people might just do it like this. Okay, which I think this way is easier than drawing it like this, right? Okay, so we can just draw it like this. So 144 divided by 12 is what? 12. Then times 3 divided by 3. You see, it's good. I know some of you, even me, I can do this, but I'm considering every student. Some students need more steps to understand. So I'm for those students. I'm not for those students that are chop immediately. I know they got it anyway. Well, I'm for everybody, but I want to take more of those students that would need extra explanation to get it. So it's good to do it one at a time, one operator at a time. I've done the first operator. Now division is gone. I'm now left with multiplication and the other division. So 12 times 3 is 36, then divided by 3, and then 36 divided by 3 is 12. And your answer is 12. That's it. That is it. Okay, number 2. I think I will just do number 2 here. Number 2 is 5 times 6 plus 4 plus 30 divided by 3. Okay, now you look at this case now, we have parentheses. And inside the parentheses, we have two operators. Are you listening? Then we now have the multiplication operator here and the addition operator here. Okay, folks, let me write PEMDAS here. PEMDAS. And I will just put this double arrow here, and I'll put this double arrow here to tell me that whoever comes first. Okay, now you start with the parentheses, no matter what. So, but inside the parentheses, I have two operators, the addition operator and the division operator. I'll take the division operator first, because division will come before addition regardless. So, I still have my 5 times 6 here, plus, okay, in this case, I bring down 30 divided by 3 is 10. So, this is 4 plus 10. So, do you see what I just did now? I'm doing it one operator at a time. I am doing it one operator at a time. So now, I now have this. So let me finish now this operator remaining since division is gone. So I come and still write 5 times 6. If you do it one operator at a time, believe you me, you won't get it wrong. You will not. So now, when I do this operator, then there's no need for me to put parentheses anymore. Because how am I going to have parentheses if just one person is inside the parentheses? Okay, why don't I just free that person? Don't bind that person, free him. So this is 4 plus 10 is what? 14. If you put the 14, then don't mess yourself up with parentheses anymore. Okay, so now we now have multiplication and addition. We do the multiplication first. 5 times 6 is what? 30 plus 4. And then 30 plus 4 is what? 34. And this becomes your answer. That's it. Okay, another type. I'm going to do a whole lot of types so that you'll be familiar with it. Let me do number 3 here. Number 3. 5 times 7 times 15 minus 4, then bracket, minus 27. Okay, if you look at this now, we have bracket and parentheses. So you know what? Why don't we just put B here? BP. Why don't we just put B? Ben, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. How about you say that? Ben. Bonita. Oh, Bonita is so pretty. Okay. Ben, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Ben meaning bracket. Right? Bracket. Now, this bracket is what we will solve first. But inside the bracket, we have parentheses. And we have a multiplication. Okay? Inside that bracket. So, we will do the parentheses first, because after bracket is parentheses. You now have parentheses and you have multiplication. We'll do the parentheses first. Now, inside the parentheses, we have the operator, subtraction. Please, bracket and parentheses, they are not operators. Don't refer them as arithmetic operators. They are just, will I say, they're just symbols. Symbols. Grouping symbols. They are grouping symbols. Use them to group things together. So it's not as if they are subtracting or adding or multiplying or dividing. It's not as if it's done. No. They are just using things to grouping symbols. So we'll do this parenthesis first inside. We'll do the subtraction sign inside the parenthesis first. 15 minus 4 is 11. Then we bring down these guys. Remember I said one operator at a time. And when you do it, please don't put the parentheses again. Free him. Okay? Once you do that, the operator, then remove the group, remove it. It's of no use again. Then minus 27. Don't come and start putting parentheses here again. For what? Okay? When you have only one person remaining, allow him to go. So, you now have a bracket. Then we do that first. We do that next. 7 times 11 is 77. And free him. Free him. So this is 5 times 77 minus 27. Okay? And what will it be now? 5 times, you now do 5 times 77. Okay? Now 5 times 7 is 35. 5 carry 3. 5 times 7 is 35 plus 3, 38. Minus 27. Okay? And then you now have this. 15 minus 7 is 8. 7 minus 2 is 5. Then 3, 58. That's the answer. Right? Just to double check to make sure that I got it right. It doesn't hurt to do that. To just make sure you got it right. Okay, number 4. We are coming up. We still got a bunch of them. 60 plus 60 times 6. Like I said, I want to cover at least integers. Several of them divided by 3 minus 15 minus 35. Okay. You have this. So this will be, we do the parentheses first. 15 minus 35 is what? Negative 20. Because you have 15, you owe 35. That means you owe 20. Then I bring down this. 60 plus 60 times 6 divided by 3. Now this minus, you still bring down this minus here. So it's minus 20. And remember what I taught you in the video, add and subtract, integer operations, add, subtract, multiply and divide integers. When you see two signs together, make it one sign, okay? So this minus will be plus, so this is plus 20, then 3. Then bring down the rest, 60 plus 60 times 6 divided by 3. Okay, we're now good. We have addition operator, multiplication operator, division operator, and addition operator. So we start with who? We have multiplication and division. Who came first? Who came first in multiplication and division? It's multiplication. 60 times 6 is what? 360. Then divided by 3 plus 20. It's good you do it what? One operator at a time. One operator at a time, it helps. Then 360 divided by 3 is 120. You bring down this, 60 plus 120 plus 20. Then this is pretty easy. 60 plus 120 is what? 180. Now this is the same operator, so I just do it right away. 60 plus 120, 180 plus 20 is 200. And the answer is 200. Okay? Okie dokie. All right. Number 5. 3 times 42 minus 12 times 5 plus 34. Okay, the same thing here. Parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we have two operators, subtraction and multiplication. We do the multiplication, 60. And this is 42 minus 60. And this is 3 times it. Then plus 34. Okay. Now 42 minus 60 is what? Negative what? 10 minus 2 is 8. And then 5 minus 4 is 1. Negative 18. So 3 times negative 18 plus 34. Right? Then 3 times negative 18 is what? Negative 3 times 8 is 24. 4 carry 2. 3 times 1, 3 plus 2, 5. Negative 54 plus 34. And that gives you what? Negative 20. Okay, number 6. Number 6. Let's do some division. 4 times 5 plus 20. Let's start with the simple division. Divided by 2 times 4. So here, now, when you have this, I know you don't like fractions. I understand you don't. When you have the division symbol, don't take it as fraction, yeah? I know that this is a fraction bar. I know, fraction bar. But you have the numerator and you have the denominator. Do it one at a time. Do the numerator first, then do the denominator. How about it? Okay, so this is our numerator. And this is our denominator. We're gonna do it one at a time. Our denominator. Okay, so let's do the numerator first. So you have 4 times 5 plus 20, right? Then this is what? 4 times 5 is what? 20 plus 20, and that gives you what? 40. Then the denominator is what? 2 times 4, which is what? 8. So after that, what do? You just do, in your rough work, this is your rough work, okay? This is now 40 divided by what? 8. And that gives us what? 5. That's it. Let's do another one. From the simple ones to the more challenging ones. Number 7. Negative 3 times 5. Like I said, it's good to pause the video, then do it on your own. You don't just watch this video as a movie. Please don't watch my videos as movies. Okay? You have to pause it, try it on your own, then you continue, then you play it again to see whether you got it right. Okay. Let's do a numerator first, okay? So let me just bring out a line here as a rough work. Let me just draw this line as rough work. Okay, now the numerator will be what? Negative 3 times 5 minus negative 6 times 12. Okay. We have now, in this case, you have two parentheses, right? It doesn't matter, do it from left to right. When you have two parentheses, work from left to right. Okay. So we do this one first. Inside the parentheses, we have the multiplication. This is negative 15 minus negative 6 times 12. Then this is negative 15 minus negative 6 times 12 is what? Negative 72. So this is what? Negative 15 plus 72, which is 12 minus 5 is 7. And then 6 minus 1 is 5. So you have 57. 57 for the numerator, and then negative 3 for the denominator. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. So this is what? 57 over negative 3, which is what? Negative 119. Okay? 3 into 5 is 1, then 5 minus 3, 12. 27 is 9. Negative 19. Comprende? I hope you got it. Then number 8. We're moving on. 5 plus 25, I believe you can do this one. Divided by 5 minus 5 times 5. But I'm doing this for my students that really need extra help. So that's why I'm doing a lot of questions so that they will get it right. Okay, now in this case, division first. So this is 5 plus 25 divided by 5 is 5, then minus 5 times 5. Do it, operate one operator at a time. One operator at a time. Okay, then we do this one. This is 25, then this is 5 plus 5 minus 25. And what does this give us now? This gives us now 10 minus, then you do, now when you have addition and subtraction, you work from left to right. 10 minus 25, and that gives negative 15. Please be careful. Be careful. It might look simple, and you're rushing it, and you make a mistake. Please be careful. Folks, be careful. Number 9. We're moving on. Negative 3, bracket, negative 2 plus 7, times negative 3 times negative 14. Then close this all over. Negative 6 times 5. Okay. Here, let me draw this line. So I'll do the rough work here. Okay. Let's do this first one. Okay. This is what now? Negative 3 parentheses, negative 2 plus 7 times negative 3 times negative 14. So this will be, I do this first. This is 5 times negative 3 times negative 14. Okay, so this is now 5 times 42. Okay, because this one is 42. 5 times 42, then times negative 3. So this will be negative 3, bracket. 5 times 42 is what? 5 times 2 is 10, 1. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 1, 21. Okay? So which is what now? This is what? 0, this is 3, this is 6. Negative 630. So this, the first one is negative 630. Let me not put this circle as if it's the answer. It's not the answer yet. So this is what? Negative 630 divided by negative 6 times 5 is what? Negative 30. So negative divided by negative is positive. 3 into 6 is 2, 1, 21. 0 will cancel 0. And the answer becomes 21. Okay? Number 10. Number 10. Okay. Number 10 and 11 has this. Insert grouping symbols to make the number sentence. Insert grouping symbols to make the number sentence true. This is for questions 10 and 11. For questions 10 and 11. Okay. Number 10, we have 8 plus 4 divided by 3 minus 1 equal to 10. Okay, how do we have, the question says, let's put grouping symbols here to make that sentence true. So, they want you to put the parentheses, okay, parentheses or bracket, however you want to do it, to make sure that your left hand side is equal to your right hand side. So if we put, let's start with putting this. If assuming we put the parentheses here, this will be 8 plus 4, 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. It won't work. So I remove this, I remove it. What if I do, now if I do 4 divided by 3, it messes it up right away because it will give me decimal. And it will never be equal to 10. With this expression, it will not. Okay, what if I put this here? Okay, so I do this first, 2. 2, then 4 divided by 2 is what? 2, then 8 plus 2, 10. So this will work. Because this will be 2, then 4 divided by 2, which is 2, then 8 plus 2, 10. So, that's it. Then number 11, 10 plus 6 divided by 2 minus 3 equal to 5. So here, if I start with the first one, I put this here. 10 plus 6 is what? 16. 16 divided by 2 is what? 8. 8 minus 3, 5. Yay! I got it right away. Now, you know, if you put it like this, then it's messed up. Because this will be 3. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 minus 3 will be 10, not 5. So just to show you, this is where you put it. Yay! Okay, the next one. Number 12. We are moving on and 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 on. This one is pretty easy, I think. 7 times 8 minus 7 minus 4 times 6. But try it on your own. It might seem easy, but I still want you to try it, you know. So this is, let's do this first. 56 minus 7 minus 4 times 6. Then this will be 56, then this is 24. 56 minus 7 minus 24. I just do it. 56 minus 7 is what? 40, 50, 16 minus 7 is 9, 49, right? 56 minus 7 is 49. 49 minus 24 is 25. 25. Okay. Then the next one, number 13. At least this, after doing all these questions, you should be confident. At least your confidence level. The anxiety level would be very, very down, and your confidence level will be up. Confidence level, anxiety level. You know, confidence level, breathe in, anxiety level, breathe out. Some down for peace. Okay, number 13. -2. This is now exponent. Okay, 4 squared minus 4, 6 minus 2, then divided by -4, 8 minus 13, divided by -5. Okay, some people wonder why they will have to put parentheses if it has a negative sign. It does not matter. Yes, it is important, especially when you have exponents, because if you have this now, just to deviate a bit, this and this are not the same thing. These two, these are not the same thing. This will give you what? -25, and this will give you 25. I did this, and I know you might say why. If you want to know why, watch my video on exponents. I explained it. Yeah. So it's usually good, especially when you have exponents, to kind of, you know, to always put a parenthesis. Even if you don't have exponent, it's just a good practice to put a parenthesis when you have a negative. But this is still -5 or -5. Okay? Now let's do the, let me bring out rough work. Let's do the first one first. -2, 4 squared minus 4, 6 minus 2. Okay, now in this case I have the parenthesis and here I have exponent. If you look at this now, this means times. With this parenthesis, actually, it means times. Okay? And then when we have a parenthesis here and it has, here this parenthesis has exponent, so we'll do that first. And here this parenthesis has subtraction, we'll do that next. But let's do this one first. So this is -2 times 4 squared is what? 16. Then minus 4, 6 minus 2. I'm doing it one operation at a time. But some people might just come and just do 4 times 4. It won't hurt. It's not gonna hurt. But I suggest do one operator at a time. But also I suggest, if you're timed, you're working with time now, okay? If you're timed, then you need to be a little bit fast. But as you solve more questions, you know, you will become familiar. So you just do it right away. So now this will be -2 times 16 minus 4 times 4. Okay, so this is what? And let me just, I know I have multiplication, it doesn't matter. I can just do it right away. This is -32 minus what? 32. Okay? I'm sorry, -32 minus 16. What is wrong with me? 4 times 4 is 16. Yeah. You see what I'm saying again? But if I had done -32 minus 4 times 4, and then I do here, this first 16, this will be -32 minus 16, which will now give me what? -48. For the numerator, I have -48. So this is -48 over, for the denominator, I have -4, 8 minus 13, then divided by -5. So I'll do the parentheses, this is -4 times, 8 minus 13 is what? -5, then divided by -5. So this is 20 divided by -5. So this is -4. So this is -4. -48 divided by -4 gives me 12. Yup. I'll take a look at it again before I, you know, just to make sure I got it right. Yep. All right. Number 14. Number 14. At least some of these examples will help. Let's look at fraction in this case. Just simple fraction, okay? Don't be scared. Minus 3 over 4 minus 8 over 4. So here, this will be what? Negative half, 1/2 all squared means negative 1/2 times negative 1/2. That gives you 1 over 4. Okay? Minus, you know what, I bring this down, 1 over 4 minus 3 over 4 minus 8 over 4. And that gives you 1 over 4 minus, now 3 over 4 minus 1 over 4 is what? Minus 5 over 4. And then this will be 1 over 4 plus 5 over 4, which is what? 6 over 4, which is what? 3 over 2, which is 1.5. 3 over 2. Okay? Number 15. Another exponent problem. 2 cubed, parenthesis, negative 2 minus 5 plus 4 times negative 1 all over 4 plus 5 negative 6 times 2 plus 6 times 9. This is short. Okay. Now, let's do this one at a time. Let's do the numerator first. This is 2 cubed, negative 2 minus 5 plus 4 times negative 1. Okay, this first will be 2 cubed, parenthesis comes before exponent, times negative 7, right? Plus 4 times negative 1. So, now it don't matter here. This means 4 times. I mean, when you see 4 parenthesis negative 1, it actually means 4 times negative 1. You know, like I said, when only one person is there, remove it. I know it's negative. We usually put parentheses in negatives, but it's still the same meaning as negative 1. And this means just 4 times it. Okay, 2 cubed is what? 8. 8 times negative 7 plus 4 times negative 1. And this is what? Negative 56 plus negative 4. And I know some people here will do negative 4 here. That's fine. That is fine, okay? You can come here right away, 4 times negative 1, and do negative 4. It doesn't matter. Negative 56 plus minus 4, which is now negative 56 minus 4, because plus minus is minus, and then you owe 56, you owe 4, that is negative 60. And let's take a quick look at it again. This is 8 times negative 7, which is negative 56, minus 4, which is negative 60. Okay, the next question 16. Question 16. We're almost getting there. 16. Okay, wait a minute now. This is negative 60. We just did the numerator. Okay, let's go ahead and do the denominator. What will be the denominator here? Let me draw 2 lines. This will be 4 plus 5 times negative 12 plus 54. So this will be 4 minus 60 plus 54. 4 minus 60 is what? Minus 56. Minus 56 plus 54 is minus 2. So this is negative 60 divided by negative 2 gives you what? 30. Gives you 30. So if just kind of do it, you know, kind of finish it. You now have negative 60. This will give you negative 60 divided by negative 2, and that gives you 30. My bad. That's 30. I was going to this when I have not finished, when I didn't finish that. I'm sorry. Okay, 16, negative 5 squared, 5 squared, then 9 minus 11, then negative 3, then negative 2, all cubed. Now, please, when you see this kind here, all multiplication, don't be scared. Don't be scared. We're still going to use the same principle. That's the same principle that we'll use. I know that this is all multiplication, all parentheses, all multiplication. Let's do all of them. Now, negative 5 all squared is what? Is 25 times 9 minus 7. This is 25. 9 minus 7 is what? Negative 2 times negative 3 times negative 2 all cubed is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, negative 8. Now that reminds me now, please, you might need to view the video on exponents before you view this video. It's important, very important. So 25, now let's do the signs first before we do the constants, before we do the numbers. Let's do the signs. Positive times negative, because this plus, it's negative, negative times negative, positive, positive times negative is negative. Then let's do the constants, the numbers. 25 times 2, 50. 50 times 3 is 150. 150 times 8 is what? 150 times 8. This is 0. 8 times 5, 40. 4. 8 times 40. You can leave down 0, carry 4. 8 times 1, 8 plus 4, 12. 1200. Okay? Then 17. 17. 17, negative 9 plus 18 divided by negative 3 times negative 6 all over 5 minus 4 times 12 divided by 3 times 2. Okay. You know, this space will not be enough for me. Let me just underline these double lines and then this rough work for 17. Rough work for question 17. For question 17. So let's do the first, let's do the numerator here, and then we can do the denominator here, and then we'll find the answer. So this will be negative 9 plus 18 divided by negative 3 times negative 6. So this is what, now, look, be very careful here, look. You have subtraction or minus, negative. But the operator here is add, divide, and this is multiply. You have to be very careful. Now, some students might come here and do this first, multiply first. No, remember division comes first. Remember that. Remember that, please. Division comes first. So this is negative 9. 18 divided by plus, 18 divided by negative 3 is negative 6. Then times negative 6. Because this, whether you put times or whether you put parentheses, it doesn't matter. It does not matter whether you put parentheses or whether you put times. But I'm going to put times because this is the same thing there. So when you have two signs, you make it one sign. This is negative 9 minus 6 times negative 6. Then 6 times negative 6 is what? 36. So this is negative 9 minus negative 36, if you want to do that, or you just do negative 9 plus 36. Okay, which is negative 9 plus 36, which is 27. So the top is 27. This is 27 over. Then here 5 minus 4 times 12 divided by 3 times 2. So this will be, this means 5 minus 4 times 12 divided by 3 times 2. Sometimes when you have this, just the parentheses confuses, put multiplication instead rather than the parentheses because it confuses sometimes. Okay, so in order not to come and start, you know, having the temptation of doing multiplication, of course here we'll do multiplication because it comes first. But if you look at this one, in order not to have the temptation of doing this multiplication first, you can go ahead and multiply it. Okay, you can go ahead and do it as -3 times -6. This is what I mean here for the first one, because so that you understand it very well. -9 plus 18 divided by, instead of writing this, just write -3 times -6. So you will know that the division will come first. The division comes first before the multiplication, and then you add. Okay. With this one, 5 divided by 3 times 2, and we said it's 5 minus 4 times 12 divided by 3 times 2. So this is 5 minus 4 times 12 is 48 divided by 3 times 2, right? Then this is 5 minus 48 divided by 3 is 16, right? Times 2, right? Then this will be 5 minus 16 times 2 is what? 32, right? 16 times 2 is 32. Then 5 minus 32 is what? -27. So this is 27 over -27, and that gives you -1. Please, number 17, you really have to be careful for number 17. Okay. So the next one is number 18. Let's do a decimal. 0.3 squared times -5 times 3 plus 6 divided by 2 times 0.4. Okay? So this will be, just go ahead and do this 0.3 all squared times -5 times 3. You see I've opened up the parentheses. It means the multiplication. Then plus 6 divided by 2 gives us what? 3. Then times 0.4. So 0.3 all squared is what? 3 times 3 is 9. That is 0.09, right? Yeah, 9, 1, 2, 0.09. Then minus, times -15 plus 1.2. So 9 times 5 is 45, 5 carry 4. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 4 is 13. Then this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.35. Right? 9 times 5, 45, 5 carry 4. 9 times 1, 9 plus 4 is 13. So 13. Then, let me make sure I'm getting this right. This is times -15. Okay. So 1.35. Then this is 1, 2, 1, 2. Then plus 1.2. Right? And that will give you what now? 2.55. Okay? Yeah, this is 1.35 plus 1.2, and that is the 2.55. Yeah. All right, let's look at it again. 0.09 times -15 is 1.35. Then plus 3 times 0.4. Okay, so that gives us this. All right, this is the end of our. Thank you so much for listening, students. Welcome to the end of this presentation. I hope that with these examples that at least you can, your confidence level will go up. And your anxiety level will go down. Your confidence level will go up. Your anxiety level will go down. Please, I want to say a quick thing before we leave. My website is now, thank you so much for listening to this presentation. Okay, so my new website is, so thank you so much for listening to this presentation. I hope you understood it. At least at the end of this video, I know that your confidence level will go up, your anxiety level go down. Your confidence level will be breathing, your anxiety level will be out. Okay, my new website is www.samuelchukwuemeka.com. So now, samdonforpeace.com, this is my old website. It is still active. It is still samdonforpeace.com. This is still active, but by June it will expire. Okay. Now this is my new website. I've launched it. You can go ahead and start playing with it. You know, my videos will be here. My videos will be here as well. My videos will be here as well. So, but by June, this will expire. This website will expire. So when it will expire and it will not be functional again. This will be the one that is functional. samuelchukwuemeka.com. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation, and you have a great